9 signs you have a really strong personality according to psychology. Having a strong personality isn't about being domineering or unyielding. It's about being assertive, confident, and able to stand your ground when necessary. Psychology has identified certain traits and behaviors that indicate a truly strong personality. And if you're watching this, chances are you might be one of those individuals. In this video, we're going to delve into the 9 signs that you have a really strong personality, according to psychology. Keep reading if you're curious about whether you fit the bill. Having a strong personality is not a bad thing. In fact, it can be your biggest asset in many situations. Let's find out what those signs are. 1. You don't seek validation. If you have a strong personality, you don't constantly need approval or validation from others to feel good about yourself. You're comfortable in your own skin and confident about who you are. Your sense of self-worth doesn't hinge on the opinions of others. Psychology explains this as a characteristic of individuals with high self-esteem and emotional intelligence. You know your worth and don't need someone else to validate it. This doesn't mean you're arrogant or dismissive of others' opinions. Instead, it means you have a clear understanding of your own value and abilities, which makes you independent and self-assured. You're not swayed by public opinion and stand by your convictions, even if they go against the grain. This, according to psychology, is a sure sign of a strong personality. It's not about being inflexible or stubborn. It's about knowing who you are and not needing constant external affirmation to validate that. 2. You embrace change. Those with strong personalities don't shy away from change. In fact, they wholeheartedly embrace it. Let me share a personal example. A few years ago, I was offered a job in a completely different industry than the one I was working in. It was a scary prospect to leave the familiar and venture into something new. But instead of resisting this change, I embraced it, even though it meant starting from scratch and learning everything anew. It wasn't easy, but it was absolutely worth it. This readiness to adapt and grow is a classic trait of a strong personality. You don't find comfort in stagnancy, but see change as an opportunity for growth and learning. So if you're someone who doesn't flinch at the sight of change, but rather welcomes it with open arms, that's a clear sign you have a strong personality. It's not about being reckless or impulsive, but about being open to new experiences and willing to step out of your comfort zone when necessary. 3. You're assertive, not aggressive. People with strong personalities know how to assert themselves without resorting to aggression. They can express their feelings and needs effectively and respectfully without stepping on anyone's toes. This is a critical distinction that psychology makes between assertiveness and aggressiveness. Assertiveness involves standing up for your rights while respecting those of others. Aggressiveness, on the other hand, disregards others' rights in favor of one's own. Assertive people are more likely to have successful relationships, both personal and professional, as they can communicate openly and honestly without creating conflict. So if you can hold your ground without resorting to hostility or passive aggressiveness, it's a clear sign that you have a strong personality. You know how to convey what you want without trampling over others' rights or feelings. 4. You're not easily influenced. Having a strong personality means having a strong sense of self. You know who you are, what you believe in, and you're not easily swayed by others. This isn't about being stubborn or close-minded. Rather, it's about having a clear understanding of your values and principles and sticking to them. even when faced with differing opinions or pressure from others. It's about being able to listen to others, consider their perspective, but ultimately make your own decisions based on your own beliefs and values. If you find that you're not easily influenced by the crowd and can stick to your guns while respecting others' opinions, that's a sign of a strong personality. It's about being true to yourself and not simply following the herd. 5. You're a good listener. This might seem counterintuitive, but having a strong personality often means being a good listener. You're not just focused on getting your own point across, but genuinely interested in understanding others' perspectives. Being a good listener isn't just about being quiet when someone else is talking. It's about actively engaging, showing empathy, and providing thoughtful responses. If you're the kind of person who can stay present in a conversation, give others the space to express themselves, and respond in a meaningful way, then that's a sign of a strong personality. It's not about dominating every conversation. It's about being secure enough in your own views that you can take the time to really understand someone else's. 6. You're not afraid to show vulnerability. One of the most beautiful signs of a strong personality is the ability to reveal your vulnerabilities. It takes real strength to open up and show your authentic self, complete with its flaws and imperfections. We often equate strength with a lack of emotion or a stoic exterior, but true strength lies in being able to acknowledge your emotions, admit your mistakes, and be open about your fears and insecurities. It's about being human. It's about allowing yourself to feel, to hurt, and to express those feelings without fear of judgment or rejection. If you're someone who can embrace their vulnerability and turn it into strength, that's a clear sign of a strong personality. It's not about putting on a brave face all the time. It's about realizing that it's okay to be vulnerable and that there's real strength in showing your authentic self. 7. You don't fear confrontation. Confrontation isn't something that's enjoyable for most people. It can be uncomfortable, awkward, and sometimes downright scary. But those with strong personalities don't shy away from it. I remember a time when I had to confront a close friend about an issue that had been bothering me for a while. The thought of it was nerve-wracking, but I knew it was necessary for the health of our friendship. Rather than avoiding the issue or letting resentment build up, I chose to address it head on. It wasn't easy, but it allowed us to clear the air and strengthen our relationship. If you're someone who doesn't fear confrontation and can handle it in a mature and respectful way, that's a clear sign of a strong personality. 8. You're resilient. Resilience is a key characteristic of strong personalities. Life is full of ups and downs, successes and failures, joys and sorrows. But how you respond to these challenges determines your true strength. People with strong personalities don't let setbacks keep them down. They face adversity head on, learn from their mistakes, and bounce back stronger than before. They understand that failure isn't the end of the world, but a stepping stone to success. They don't dwell on their missteps, but use them as learning opportunities. So if you find that you're able to navigate life's ups and downs with resilience and tenacity, that's a clear sign of a strong personality. 9. You respect others. A truly strong personality is grounded in respect for others. It's not about being superior or looking down on people, but about treating everyone with kindness and dignity, regardless of who they are or where they come from. Respecting others involves acknowledging their rights, beliefs, and individuality. It means treating others as equals, not as stepping stones or obstacles to your own success. If you have the ability to respect everyone you meet, that's a powerful sign of a strong personality. It's about understanding that everyone is unique and has their own journey, and respecting that journey, even if it's different from your own. Final thoughts. It's about balance. Ultimately, having a strong personality is about finding a balance. It's about being assertive without being aggressive, confident without being arrogant, and independent without being aloof. It's about embracing change, not fearing confrontation, and showing vulnerability without feeling weak. It's about listening to others, not easily being influenced, and above all, respecting everyone around you. Psychology tells us that these characteristics aren't just signs of a strong personality, they're signs of a healthy and well-adjusted individual. Having a strong personality isn't just about standing out from the crowd or making your presence felt. It's about being true to yourself and respecting the individuality of others. So if you see these traits in yourself, embrace them. You have a strong personality, and that's something to be proud of. Remember, it's not about dominating others. It's about being an individual who can positively influence and inspire those around you.